Stay far away from people who ask these 7 questions. Not every question is a genuine invitation to understand. Some are silent weapons, cleverly disguised as simple curiosity. In our noisy world filled with endless chatter, the quality of who we let into our internal world is critical. We must guard our inner sanctuary. Stoicism teaches us to preserve our peace, to protect our attention, to resist unnecessary demands on our spirit. Certain questions don't seek insight, they obscure it. Woven into polite conversation, they carry subtle poison. Their danger is in their normalcy. They sound innocuous, everyday, yet their effect is corrosive. They trap us in doubt and self-betrayal. Worse, we repeat them to ourselves. If we don't learn to recognize them, we fall into their snare. That is defeat, masked as discourse. So here are 7 seemingly harmless questions that you must be vigilant about, and why you should keep your distance from anyone who uses them to pry, unsettle, or control. Are you even sure this matters? This question doesn't genuinely want to know the value of your pursuit. It masks contempt. It suggests your ambitions, your dreams, your devotion to purpose are trivial. In asking whether this matters, the speaker hopes you'll second-guess the worth of your own quest. Stoics' no sense is found in action and internal alignment, not in external validation or grandiosity. Purpose is not a commodity to be weighed in someone else's balance. If someone asks this to dissolve your drive, they covet your momentum more than you cherish it. Distance is wisdom. Why can't you just be like everyone else? This isn't an open question. It's a demand, wrapped in scolding tones. It tries to tether you to the flow of the group, to make you conform, to erase the fringes of your identity. In its wake, it leaves uniformity and forgetfulness. For those who dare to stand differently, who live by values, by conviction, there are those who fear them. Some questioners resent what they cannot embody. Their words are not advice, but a leash disguised as caring words. A Stoic remains steadfast in their individuality. They see conformity as a voluntary slavery. Step away from anyone who tries to rewrite your self-definition. What will people say? This question is the oldest stick in the world. It has ruled empires, silenced revolutions, strangled creativity. How many paintings were never painted? How many voices never spoke because someone feared the judgment of invisible others? Those who wield this question against you are beating you back into the pack. They fear your authenticity. Stoicism teaches that other people's opinions are like weather, sometimes pleasant, often cold, but never determining your path. If someone brings up this question, they only care that your compass is whispering truths they cannot fathom. Don't you owe me an explanation? No one, absolutely no one, can demand access to your inner life. Feelings, thoughts, motivations, intentions, these aren't passport stamps to be shown or hidden at others' desires. This question is a power play, an attempt to occupy your inner territory. Your interior life belongs to you, not to polite curiosity. Stoicism teaches you to cultivate tranquility within, not to carve out space for external interrogation. If an explanation is due, it's only to those who build trust through empathy, not to those who pry to manipulate. Aren't you late already? This question often masquerades as concern. It slips in gently. Are you missing some invisible schedule that governs all real success? But Stoics understand, life isn't a checklist or a conveyor belt. Progress isn't diminished by timing. Each breath is another moment to start. You cannot be late to what truly matters because significance doesn't run on clocks. People who unsettle us with this question fear disruptions to normalcy. They fear free rhythms and individual timing. Keep your rhythm and your tribe and walk away from others' deadlines. Do you really think you can pull this off? Often presented as realism, this question is cynicism in sheep's clothing. It's a test between fear and belief. The asker doubts you because they doubt themselves. It's a passive-aggressive obstacle, one they hope you internalize and thus abandon your pursuit to save them discomfort. For a Stoic, confidence isn't arrogance. It's rooted in self-awareness, planning, courage. We value aptitude, but we don't define ourselves against guarantee. If this question comes wrapped in concern but carries undertone of sabotage, distance yourself. Trust your preparation. Proceed. Why do you even want that? This question often comes when you've found direction, not out of genuine curiosity, out of misunderstanding or envy. It whispers, maybe you're chasing a mirage, maybe this is frivolous, vain, or misguided. It attempts to evaporate your clarity by flooding it with doubt. Yet the Stoic isn't chasing illusions. They chase alignment with virtue, with serenity, with reason, with skill. Only you can know why your purpose matters. If someone tries to take that from you, they try to take the light you carry inside. Guard it, jealously. These questions come cloaked in politeness, concern, or rationality. They don't scream, they whisper, but in those whispers lie threats of stagnation, of erasure, of regret, of abandonment of self. And often, when spoken enough, they echo within our own minds and reshape our decisions before the world even speaks again. Stoicism isn't about building defenses on every front. It's about knowing your center, your reasons, your agency, and seeing clearly when a question is legitimate inquiry and when it is camouflage for intrusion. Here's how to respond when confronted by any of these 7. Pause. Listen calmly. Judge from intention, not from tone. Is the question meant to help you or unsettle you? Reflect. Ask yourself, will answering this question bring me closer to my aim, or will it derail me? Respond or don't. You have the right to say, I'm focusing inward now, or I don't owe that to anyone. You decide whether to engage. Engagement is a choice, not an obligation. Redirect. If someone keeps asking out of control, softly shift the conversation. Thanks for your concern. Right now, I'm committed to this path. Shall we talk about something else? Distance. Over time, repeatedly encountering these questions from the same person is a sign of disrespect. Eventually, step back, because your spirit deserves those who come to you with respect, not exploitation. Why is this so vital? Your mind and heart are your compass and fuel. They deserve calm, meaningful stewardship. Stoicism teaches that the most precious resource is attention, and your attention isn't a public utility. It fuels your moral character, your creativity, your clarity, your purpose. People who drag your attention into their doubts, who question your motives, your timing, your validity, are thieves. Some do it ignorantly, soften the intrusion with just joking, just asking. But you feel it nonetheless. If we don't sharpen our boundaries, we drift helplessly. We find ourselves apologizing for dreams that were never served by others. We find ourselves carrying shame for choices we made with care. We wake into years shaped by questions we didn't even own. And all the while, we think, I just went along with it. Stoicism isn't a fortress of stony indifference. It's a living fortress of soft conviction. It doesn't shut out curiosity. It encourages thoughtful, respectful questioning. But when the question isn't dialogue, it's erosion. Stand firm. So stay far away from people who habitually ask these 7 questions. Not because they're bad people. Often they're scared themselves of difference, of meaning, of courage. But your responsibility is not to repair them. Your responsibility is to decide whose voices you feed your soul. Surround yourself with those who ask you, tell me about this, what lights you up? Those are people who see and let you be. Those are friends and teachers and allies. As the Stoic Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Protect your agency. Protect your trajectory. Protect your fire. And when you encounter one of those 7, recognize it. Root yourself deeper. Step away and breathe. Your purpose doesn't need their permission.